While still packing in the protein, let's send it over to Jennifer Burns and Jacob Schmidt from Utah Beef Council for this sponsored recipe.
Thank you so much. This is going to be such a great recipe to share with you guys. Jacob Schmidt from Utah Beef Council. This is a good one.
This is a good one. I mean, we always have good ones. I mean, I might be biased, but I feel like, you know, we've got a good track record.
I might be redundant in saying this is a good one, but it is. They always are. We test, we make sure your website is a great source for already tested, wonderful recipes, all beef.
Absolutely, yes. UtahBeef.org. What do you expect, right?
There you go.
So we're starting with some nice top sirloin steak.
So good.
And the nice thing about a top sirloin is it's pretty economical, but it's always tender, and you know, it works well for kebabs, for steaks, for stir fry. It's kind of like the everyman steak, you know. Kind of do everything. The handyman of steaks, if you will, maybe. I don't know. I'm just
every man to their own. I don't even know. No.
I'm shooting from the hip here.
So we're actually Jacob's calling this one. It's a garlic and herb steak salad. It's that simple. And I actually found the seasoning that your recipe calls for. But please use whatever seasoning you enjoy.
Season it however you'd like. You bet.
Roasted garlic and herb is this one that I found. But Jacob, I love to just go into the spice store into my spice store and just kind of pull what I feel is going to work well for a rub, or just kind of give really good flavor, or simple salt and pepper.
Anything will work. We're going to add in a whole lot of other things that'll add some great flavor too.
Yep.
But cook to your desired doneness, and we've cooked this about medium rare, and then just let the steaks rest and slice them up. So I think I better start on that, hadn't I?
I hope so, yes. And Jacob, I know the answer to this, but remind people why it's so important once you cook your steak to your desired doneness to let it rest for a few minutes.
Well, it just helps the juices redistribute. If you cut it too soon, then all those nice flavorful juices usually will just come leaking right out.
Sure.
And so you want to keep those because that's what gives you the nice flavor.
The nice tenderness there. Okay, you can use any kind of lettuce on this one. I thought that just a spinach would be delicious. It's also what your recipe calls for, but any lettuce will work. We're going to put in some red onion. I think red onion and steak just are brilliant together.
They are. And something else you could also do when you're cooking your steak, if you'd like, you can grill up the onions right alongside with it.
Great idea.
We didn't do that, but you are welcome to.
You can do that too. I seasoned a little bit of salt and pepper on both the lettuce as well as the tomatoes. I like to season all the way through to give that really good flavor.
For sure.
And then some hard-boiled egg, Jacob. I love that one. Okay, that's perfect. And then we'll put that steak on top. Now, you ready to make our own homemade dressing?
Yes. You know how much I love to make my own homemade dressing.
He doesn't. I do, though. So
you do, yes.
All right, I'm going to put this over here front and center and bring over the dressing, which on the base of this, it calls for a honey mustard. You don't have a honey mustard, use a little bit of Dijon mustard or yellow mustard and some honey in there. Super simple. Let's get in some lemon juice to balance that. Give a little balance there to that honey. And then we're just going to stream in some extra virgin olive oil. And yeah, I've already got salt and pepper in there, Jacob.
Of course, yes. Beautiful. Of course, yes.
It's not, I mean, literally, don't let people say that you have, you know, the way that you cook, that it's not flavored well, when it can be as simple as salt and pepper.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you know, I do make a dressing occasionally, but you are one that will always make it. But it is very easy to do.
I just did it in no time at all. And one of the other reasons that I love making my own is it controls the sugar and the salt. You want to put that steak right on top there, Jacob?
Let me do that.
Okay. Jacob, remind us what your website is.
So if you head over to utahbeef.org, that's where you'll find this delicious recipe and many others.
More.
Yes, and many more.
Many more.
Just like that birthday song, right?
All right, if you put that down, I'll just drizzle a little. You want to, of course, put that dressing over right when you're ready to serve it. Let me just drizzle to make you a little bit hungry there. Look at that salad.
So delicious.
Please, please, please. I want a big bowl of this for lunch.
Well, there it is.
There it is. All right. Always a pleasure, Jacob. We hope that you try this one. It's a great way to kind of lighten up and have just a delicious meal.
Absolutely.